The dead, bleak landscape wasn't a surprise for me. I'd seen it before in another timeline. The others hadn't, however, and though I couldn't see their faces through the visors of their helmets, I heard more than a few gasps over the radio. For a few long moments, we just stood there, astonished.
Where the hell are we?
The desert, I guess?
I figured that out.
Wow, Clover.
I mean, which one?
I don't know, but I think I know what day it is. Look at the moon. It's red, right? That means
Looks cool.
today's the total lunar eclipse.
So?
Remember the astronomy magazine in the lounge? Well, the next eclipse like this was going to be on December 31st, 2028. So...
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Are you suggesting we were sleeping for a week after we were abducted?
I think so.
I don't. I think Alice, Clover, and Quark got the 3 cryopods. Wherever we were must have been far away from any city. The air was cleaner than I'd ever seen it. And the stars. The sky was full of them, more stars than I'd ever seen in my life. I could even spot the hazy arm of the Milky Way. But the most striking feature was the moon. It was blood red and massive, much bigger in fact than I remembered it being. Then, as I watched, a black spot began to move across its surface. It was hard to see the details, but it looked circular. The spot continued to move across the moon, heading for the right edge. What's that?
The moon. Well, the moon's shadow, actually.
Thanks, Timio. The moon's shadow? I frowned. That didn't make any sense.
Zero told me to stay quiet. I think he was worried I'd spill the beans on his operation. He said if I didn't toe the line, he wouldn't just kill me. He'd kill Quark, too. And I agreed, like an idiot, and brought Quark with me. Just
Oh, yeah.
so I could see her. Such an idiot. So, that being the case, might as well start with this.
Tell me everything, Junpei boy.
That up there is the moon's shadow.
What the hell are you saying?
Think about it. If that's the moon's shadow, then what's it falling on?
That's Earth?
Yeah.
Oh my
It's not
god,
the
we
red
are in
moon you get
space
from
like I
lunar
thought.
eclipse. Then again, this isn't a lunar eclipse.
We're
It's
on
a solar
Mars.
eclipse. Anybody in the black spot down there is looking up at the moon, covering the sun.
What? No way. If that's the Earth, then where the hell are we?
The moon, of course. This is the lunar surface.
Oh,
We
we're
were
on the
just
moon,
inside
not
a
on
moon
Mars.
base.
Oh, cool.
No way. No. You've got to be lying. How do you expect us to believe that? This can't be the moon.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Besides, if this was the moon, how do you explain the gravity?
The moon has
The moon
gravity.
only has 1/6
Oh.
of the Earth's gravity. So what's this?
She picked up a rock and dropped it.
See? That looked perfectly normal.
Yes, it looked that way.
Oh, fuck. Because we have Radical 6, it looks slow? Luna?
You were right about the gravity in a way. I was one of the people who knew this wasn't Earth. Well, I suppose I'm not people, if we're being honest.
No, you're people to me, Luna.
Excuse me?
Please just listen. Alice, you were infected with Radical 6.
Yep.
Then we gave you the Excelivir, which cured you.
Yep.
The Radical 6 isn't completely gone, though. Some of its symptoms stick
So
around.
it fell slow, but it looked normal to all of us
What
because we're
symptoms?
infected.
Well, Radical 6 can slow down your brain's
Wild.
processing speed by the root of 1/6. It can take a while for your brain to get back up to speed. Every one of us has been infected. In other words, all of our brains have been processing information at a much lower speed.
I want to. So on the security cameras, has everyone just been moving in slow mo the entire
If
game?
you evaluated the root of 1/6, you'll get a number close to 0.408. That means our brains are running at something slightly less than half speed.
Does Luna have to talk really slow to sound
As you
normal to
said
everyone?
before, the moon's gravity is about 1/6 that of Earth's. The time that it takes for an object to fall is inversely
Oh
proportional
god,
to the
math.
square root of the gravitational acceleration. Since the gravity is lower on the moon, that means the time increases. I guess that's a little technical. Let me give you an example. Say you drop an apple from a height of 4.9 meters. It will take approximately 1 second to hit the ground. On
Yep.
the moon, however, that time would be 1 second times root 6, which would be approximately 2.45 seconds. I used 4.9 meters because it matches up with the acceleration of gravity nicely, but it could be anything. The gravity constant is, well, a constant. You could drop something from 10 centimeters or 10 meters and it would be the same. Does that make sense? So now we've established that on the moon,
Why does Alice need a suit?
6 times slower than they
Or
do
why
on
does
Earth.
Luna need a suit?
That being the case, what would happen if someone's brain slowed down by root 1/6? To
It
them,
would look normal.
2.45 seconds would feel like 1 second.
Convenient
4.9
physics
seconds would
in
feel like 2.
pandemics and gravity.
But it's not hypothetical. That's what's been happening to every one of us.
Wait, you're saying that's the reason we didn't notice the weaker gravity?
Wait, that's why Phi could jump so high. Oh my god.
Are you sure you didn't notice anything? Think back.
That's why Phi could yeet herself like 1,000 yards.
In the lounge about how you felt weird.
Ah.
Kind of like my body isn't really mine. I'm sort of floating. Like that.
Ah. Seemed insane, but what Luna said made sense. In fact, it explained Phi's apparently superhuman strength quite well. Wow. That's actually makes sense. Easy clap.
Wait, this is crazy. That can't possibly be Earth out there. Look at it. I've seen photos of Earth and it's blue and green and beautiful. That thing is just red.
Before we get into that, I should probably tell you something. This isn't New Year's Eve in 2028.
It's 2078.
Today is January 27th.
In 29?
Don't tell me. 30?
Still no.
And just what year is this?
It's 74.
Oh my god.
2074.
50 years later than we thought it was, pretty much. No. That's insane. That would mean we were abducted more than 45 years ago.
I don't blame you if you don't believe me, but it's the truth.
How can you be sure?
It's not that hard. Quark and I left Earth on January 23rd, 2074. Solar eclipses are easy to predict. We've known that there'd be one on the 27th for a long time. That's just science. Nobody can change
Science,
that.
bitch.
But why is the Earth red?
That's a long story. About 45 years ago, on April 13th, 2029, there were 18 annihilation reactors operating in various parts of the world. On the
Boom.
13th, all 18 of them went up,
Oh.
all at the same time.
Oh.
The explosion was about 180,000 times as powerful as the atom bomb they dropped on Hiroshima.
What? Why?
I suppose it started a few months before that. The government had a test site for a future Mars mission out in the middle of Nevada. On December 31st, 2028, there was an accident. Well, accident doesn't quite convey the right sense of the thing. The point is, Radical 6 claimed its first victims there, then escaped. Didn't take long for it to spread to the rest of the world. Like Luna explained, the virus slows your brain down, but eventually, it also makes you kill yourself. Pretty soon, the bodies
Sad
started
boys
to pile
music.
up. Some people would take a dive off a building or shoot themselves in the head. You know, the classics. But for some, it was poison or fire or asphyxiation or the noose. Plenty of people jumped in front of trains or cars. One pilot on a passenger airline drove his plane into the ground. Most forms of transportation ground to a
Wow.
halt pretty fast.
Everything
That
went
big
to hell,
food
huh?
industry.
Holy shit.
Thousands of people who weren't even infected died from starvation. Everywhere you went, there were just piles of corpses, covered in flies and rats and crows. I don't know what hell's like, but I imagine it's a lot like that.
Oh my god.
After a while, people who managed to avoid getting infected started trying to get in touch with one another. They got a hold of some radios and organized a couple meetings. There was only one thing to discuss, of course. How could they get rid of Radical 6?
Nuke
answer
the
they
entire
decided
planet?
was purification. They figured they could just roast the surface of the Earth and that'd kill the virus off for good.
That's
On
Big
April
brain, I
13th,
guess.
2029, they put their plan into effect. That plan was to detonate all 18 annihilation reactors.
Just make our species extinct
It's mostly
to
just
kill the
rumor.
disease.
Nobody really knows what happened, but I've got my own theories. I think that the bombers had already been infected, and when they died, they took billions with them. The ultimate if I die, you're coming with me gesture, I suppose. I'd bet you money they'd
Yeah.
all lost it long before they got to the reactors. Killing most of the world, no matter how bad things had gotten, was not a sane plan, even if it wasn't directly responsible. Radical 6 killed most of the people on Earth.
Good grief.
Anyway, why it happened isn't that important. Point is, it happened. You ever heard of nuclear winter? Well, that's basically what we got. The explosion threw a ton of crap up into the stratosphere, where it joined up with smoke and ash from all the fires. It blotted out the sun for 7 years.
Ooh.
Plants withered, and animals died by the millions. The few humans who were left banded together to survive. They were rough times. Eventually they were over, though. The sky cleared and the sun came back. Plants started blooming again, and the animals that hadn't died out completely began to reappear. Things weren't quite back to normal, though. It's been 45 years now, but there's still quite a bit of dust and ash in the air.
Oh my god.
That's what you're seeing. You know why a sunset's red? This is the same thing. Blue and green light have short wavelengths, and they scatter when they run into debris in the air. Red light, on the other hand, has a longer wavelength, which means it'll get a lot farther when the air's dirty. So there you are. The Earth looks red because that's the only color of light that can make it through the atmosphere.
I was speechless. What could I possibly say? There was no reason for Tenmyoji to lie to us. So we were standing on the moon, looking at the Earth. It was 2074. But why? Why were we there? Why were we then? I was so lost and thought I barely noticed Phi's approach.
Hey, Sigma, I think I figured something out.
A window popped up on the inside of my helmet with Whisper in the corner. No, don't do it. Don't hurt yourself. She seemed to be using a circuit only we could hear. Yeah?
I
What is
figured
it?
out why there's an extra E.
An extra E? Oh, you mean the graffiti?
Yeah, the one on floor B. I think it's an anagram, just like on floor A.
Yep. What's Anna say this time?
God damn it, Sigma! Knock it off!
Fine.
Memento mori if the ninth lion ate the sun.
Ugh.
If you rearrange the letters, you get the man on the moon rules the infinite time. See?
Wow, okay, I never would unscrambled that.
You need 6 E's to get that.
Yep, I'll take your word for it, Phi.
So they stuck an extra one in ninth.
The man on the moon rules the infinite time?
I think it's a message for us from Zero Senior and Akane. Remember what she was telling us?
We created the AB project for one purpose: to transport the consciousnesses of 2 people into the past. Those 2 people are you, Sigma, and you, Phi.
So, what are you getting at?
My god, you're slow. You don't get it? They're saying we rule the infinite time.
Oh, poggers.
Infinite time. They weren't just talking about having us jump a couple hours.
We have to go
I think they're
save the
planning to
world.
send us back. Way back.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you think they're gonna send us back 45 years?
Yeah. I'd bet on it.
So the ultimate purpose of the AB project is to send us back in time to that catastrophe Tenmyoji was talking about?
I think so.
That doesn't make sense, though. I mean, we came from that same time period. Before it, actually. So why bring us here and then send us back?
Well, Akane should be able to tell us the rest. Let's go pay her a visit.
Do you know where she is?
I've got an idea. Come on, think. Remember
The
what she
key.
said when she gave you the key?
Yes. I remember.
Tu fui ego eris.
grave, the one in the garden.
Well, come on. What are you waiting for? Let's go.
Wait, we can get back inside? We turned and ran back into the pressure exchange chamber, the others following us close behind. Ah, time for some weird shit, I imagine.
What are you doing? Did you forget something?
We're going to go have a talk with somebody.
Who?
You really need me to spell it out? The person behind all
You mean
this.
Akane?
Oh, what?
I'll take that as a yes. Let me accompany you then.
Wait, why do you know about Akane?
I'll tell you when we get there. Now, if you please.
Hmm.
I'm coming with you. You folks just said the magic word.
I'm going too then. So am I.
Well, let's all just go then. The party.
Is this Akane you're talking about?
Come on, party people.
Yeah, you know her real well.
Wait, you're serious? What the hell is going on?
Shut up. Just shut up. Come if you want to. We don't need to do roll call. Once we get there, Akane can explain everything. With that, we headed back through the airlock. I didn't know we could get back in. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah, Akane was Kei's, like, adopted mother or something. That's what he said. Which means Zero is probably his daddy. Who's your daddy, Kei? Well, I guess we can just open it back up. That's nice. It's that easy. It's that easy.
Ah, clever. The number 9 door on floor A is shut forever once the game ends. Assuming Zero Jr. was telling the truth, of course. But the door on floor B...
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
thought we might be able to take the lift to
So
it.
we just went down more
and it
than
looks like I was right.
Any
easy.
idea where Akane might be?
Yep. The grave.
You mean the grave in the garden?
Yeah. Don't worry. I don't think she's buried there or anything. Chances are she's alive. Just in the grave. Anyway, let's move. To the garden. To the garden. To the garden. Let's go. Drop me some last minute plot twists, girl. Lay it on me. My mind is yearning to be blown.
Is Akane really under here?
I think so.
What should we do? Are we gonna dig her out?
No. I don't think we'll have to do anything like that. You see the keyhole on the grave? If I just insert this here, I pulled the key off my ankle and fitted it into the hole. I twisted it to the right until I heard something unlock. With a quiet grinding, the grave began to shift. Oh, fancy. Oh, it's a cryopod. Treatment pod 0.
What is this? It doesn't look like a coffin.
It's not even closed. It's not even locked. Oh, it is locked.
Yeah, it's a treatment pod.
Oh my god. It is, isn't it?
Oh, my Lanta. The glass on the cover had frosted over, making it opaque. We couldn't see who or what was in it.
Let's see what's inside.
She grabbed a hold of the lever on the side of the pod.
No good. I think it's locked.
What?
Treatment pod TP 0.
TP?
0. Stage
Toilet
1,
paper?
Defrosting complete. Stage 2 will be complete in 10 minutes. Once stage 2 is complete, the lock will automatically disengage.
Right, cold
What?
sleep. These pods can put people into cold sleep. It uses something called CAS to freeze human bodies without destroying their cells.
So, Ms. Akane's like an ice cube?
Yes, can we fast forward 10 minutes now? I think
Then
so.
we gotta wait till she melts?
Yes, Quark.
So how about you tell us your story while we wait, Kei?
Oh, okay.
Specifically, why do you know Akane?
I remembered
What do you remember?
everything.
Oh, okay, let's go.
I was born and raised in this facility. It's called Rhizome 9. A rhizome is an underground plant stem that spreads by sending out roots. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? This facility is a little like a rhizome. Supposedly, that's why they call these installations that. The number comes from the facility's number. There are 54 rhizomes on the moon.
54.
And this is the 9th one.
Wow,
Well,
okay.
I suppose the other ones don't really matter to you, do they?
That has a digital root of 9. Hee.
In any event, I grew up here with Akane and Zero Senior. I watched them create the AB project.
The AB project?
Yes. Its purpose is to send Phi and Sigma,
Wow, he really does
or their
remember
consciousnesses
everything.
at
That's
least,
cool.
to the past.
Back for 45 years, right?
Yes.
So, you want us to change history, huh? Go back and keep Radical 6 from getting out, and stop the reactors from exploding. That's our mission?
Well, not exactly.
What do you mean? Oh,
It's true
excuse
that
me.
The ultimate goal of the project is to keep Radical 6 from spreading to the general population. But even if you do make it back, you won't be able to do much. By now, it's already too late.
Too late?
What do you mean?
Let me begin at the beginning. You might be thinking that Zero Senior and Akane were the ones who created all this, but that's not entirely correct. They only followed the histories they'd already seen. It was the only choice they had. Nothing less than the future of mankind is at stake. We need the two of you to jump through timelines while maintaining your memories. That is why you had to play the AB game, and why the chromatic doors were necessary. By forcing multiple options, you could make numerous jumps. We speculated that jumping more would strengthen your memories. The puzzles were also there for a purpose. Some theories hold that a moment of insight when you solve a puzzle strengthens your connection to the fourth dimension. That was the reason for the puzzles. Your infection with Radical 6 was also a vital part of our plan. By slowing down your brain's processing speed, we can store your potential. With that energy stored up, we just had to provide a life or death situation to launch your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Like a bullet
It's
from a
that
slingshot.
easy.
Wait, hold on just a minute here. You keep talking about Sigma and Phi, but what about the rest of us? Why did you bring us here?
That's simple. In earlier histories, you were all here in Rhizome 9. We needed you here to accurately replicate those histories.
What?
Although I suppose that's probably not a good enough explanation for you. In a sense, though, it is the truth. Our primary goal was to replicate history. The rest is... Yes, I suppose I should explain.
Yes,
Very
please.
well. I will try and do so in a way you can understand. First, Alice and Clover. They were abducted 45 years and 1 month ago, on December 22nd, 2028. The location is Earth, of course. More specifically, Los Angeles, California. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
After being kidnapped, your bodies were sent to a facility under Akane's direction. You were placed in treatment pods and immediately put into cold sleep. 4 months later, you arrived at this facility. The date you finally arrived was April 14th, 2029. Your trip from Earth to this facility was aboard a spaceship powered by an annihilation engine. Following your arrival, your pods were placed in long-term storage. Does that make sense?
Are you telling me we were sleeping in those pods here for 45 years?
Yes, in preparation for this day.
But why? What do you need us for?
You are an Esper, aren't you, Clover? I mean that you are able to access the fourth dimension.
True.
Am I wrong?
Did Akane tell you?
In a manner of speaking, as I've already explained, the purpose of this project is to send Sigma and Phi's consciousnesses to the past. Espers are able to sort of resonate with one another, which can amplify their power. You understand? And this is why we brought you here, Clover.
What about me?
We needed your help, Alice, to deactivate Dio's bombs.
Huh?
I didn't do anything.
But you did. In another history, you were able to perform a prime decomposition. of
That's the
25
entire
digit
reason
bits
Alice
Dio
was
left
here.
behind.
For the quick maths.
Only you could do that sort of thing.
Quick math.
Because of your feat of mathematics, we were about to determine that Dio had planted the bombs. Then we were able to question him and get the password for the number 31. Finally, we used that information to stop the bomb in this timeline. Without your help, Alice, we would have been reduced to nothing more than so much space dust. This history exists because of your presence.
That's cool. Good
Now,
job, Alice.
Let me explain why we needed Tenmyoji and Quark. Tenmyoji is simple. We needed you for the same reason we needed Clover. You are able to access the fourth dimension. Almost half a century ago, you used that ability to save a young girl, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
We needed you to resonate with Sigma and Phi, so we brought you here. All it took was a messenger.
Do you want to see Akane? If you do, come with me. I was a fool and fell for it.
And you brought Quark with you. In fact, you insisted that he come.
Yeah, I know. I guess you were worried about leaving me alone, huh? He kept saying he couldn't run off to the moon and leave me behind.
I'm sorry, Quark. If I hadn't been so stupid and selfish, none of this would have happened to you. I never thought this would happen. Can you ever forgive me?
Oh, don't worry about it.
No.
I mean, I agreed to come with you. I thought the moon would be way more interesting than boring old Earth. What kid would turn that down?
We didn't see the messenger after we got on the ship. It was on autopilot. As soon as we got in, and headed straight for the moon. During the trip,
Zip
Zero told me to keep
boom,
quiet
straight
once
to
we
the
got there.
moon.
I don't remember anything after we landed.
Then there was a bunch of that white smoke, and we passed out, and when I woke up, I was in the AB room.
Now, Dio, his real name is Left, and he's the leader of a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons. He was ordered to come here. The Myrmidons are under the control of an organization called Free the Soul, which is in turn controlled by a man known as Brother. It was Brother who orchestrated the release of Radical 6 into the general population 45 years ago.
Oh.
Do
What
you
an
remember
asshole.
what Phi mentioned earlier? The ultimate purpose of the AB project is to change history and keep Radical 6 from being released. If we succeed, that would be bad for Brother and his organization. Our success would prevent them from creating the ideal world they're working toward. That is why Brother sent Left,
Okay.
his trusted lieutenant, to this facility. They
Gotcha.
needed to stop the AB project. So, Dio was given two tasks. The first was to eliminate Akane, the architect of the AB project. The second was to join the AB game and win it. If Dio won the game, the AB project would not be completed, at least not in that timeline. In other words, in that world, the project would have been stopped. If things didn't go as planned, Dio was given a contingency plan.
Blow it
If
up.
you cannot murder Akane and win the game, destroy Rhizome 9. Hence, the bombs.
Yep.
Can I ask you something?
Perhaps.
How did Brother know about the AB project?
He was also an Esper. We can set Brother aside for now, though. May I proceed?
No one objected. We were all curious.
Excellent. That explains everyone, save two, Luna and myself. Sigma and Phi already know the truth about Luna. I don't believe I should reveal any more, however. I think it would be more appropriate if you could ask Luna yourselves
Lord,
at a later time. Would that be all right with you, Luna?
Yes, that's okay.
As for me, as I said before, I was born and raised here. The rest of you were brought to this facility, but I've never left. That makes me someone close to Zero Senior and Akane.
Hey, I've been wondering, who is Zero Senior?
You've already met him, Sigma. In another timeline.
Yeah. Well, I saw a hologram. I still don't know who he is. Oh, is it time? Oh, is it time? Wake up, Granny. It's time for more lore.
It looks like it's finished. Shall we open the pod?
Yeah, let's do it. All of us gathered around the pod. The glass was still covered with frost, hiding the contents.
Okay. Let's get started then. Ready?
Phi laid her hand on the lever and looked at us. Look at us. We're close to freedom. Yeah, anytime.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Oh, that's not Granny. That's not Granny at all. That's K /Sigma / who the fuck knows.